How's it going, everybody? Wherever you listen to this podcast right here, this is episode 117 of the TempahZone podcast with your host, me, Amir Max, and that's all facts. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, you see two people on the screen. This don't happen too often. A lot of times I interview people and it's just one person, but today, dang it, we got two dope rappers in the Zoom building today, y'all. Look, these two can hold it down on their own, but when they come together, it's like name your ill duo, Shaq and Kobe, KG and Pierce. Whatever dope duo you want. I can only do basketball, but y'all know what I'm trying to get at, man.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Who's who?
Just not on stage or in the booth.
Jeff Porter and David Ryan in the Zoom building. How's it going, y'all?
Amir, thanks for having us, my man. I appreciate you. We've been itching. We've been itching to get on this.
I know. We the song wasn't first, but the podcast was, and that's okay with me.
That's crazy.
yeah, I didn't see that coming because back in like July, I didn't think I was gonna bring the podcast back, and then September happened. I'm like, oh nah, we gotta bring the pod back because I met so many artists in my hiatus off doing this, and y'all are one of them. So y'all were like first list of people. I'm like, definitely gonna be on soon. So glad we're making it
appreciate
happen,
it. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Now I gotta talk about the backgrounds here. I'm gonna start with you, David. You got the guitar, man. Do you play the guitar?
Yo, I don't. That's mad funny. I have that there. I'm keeping it out because I want to.
It's motivation.
I want to learn. Yeah, I want to learn. I've had it in the case, like in my other room, and I just recently just rearranged my room, my creative dojo down here, and I was like, I gotta put that out and look at it and be like, all right, let's play the fucking guitar. You know what I mean? Because
man.
You can, you know what I mean? It's not a crazy concept, you know what I mean? To learn you can learn some easy things pretty quickly. That's what I've heard. So that's why I got to really dive into it and learn.
Smoke
ASAP.
on the water. No, that's like the first song everyone learns is "Smoke on the Water." But yeah, that's good. That's good that you have that there, man, to have some inspiration. And I see what Jeff's background. His Nipsey Hussle. I think that's really
right.
Dope,
that's
man.
right.
Oh,
yeah. That's a dope artist out of I want to say Lawrence, Mass. My boy Jonas. Shout out to Jonas if he's watching. He's also from Lawrence, but he I connected with him on Instagram. He did it for free and sent it to me, and it's a good room collection for sure.
Yeah, man. No, absolutely. No, that's a really dope addition, man. Obviously, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Of course.
Just what a guy he
was.
The marathon continues, and I'm glad that's a saying because that's such real stuff. And honestly, I feel like with y'all doing, I feel like y'all have that approach and the way y'all are just going about things, even though you guys are consistent in doing things at a reasonable pace. In terms of y'all being a duo, though, you go by Jeff Porter and David Ryan. Now, was there any consideration to choose a name for it or the order? Did any of that matter? What was the reasoning behind using your stage names?
Jeff, you want me to go first?
I'll let you start it, and I'll kind of finish it off because there's kind of really two brands at play. But I'll let David start.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so I started 108 World, which is a brand of mine. I actually call it creative content company. I started back in 2016, and as soon as I started that, right away I was always saying I know I'm just doing t-shirts and sweatpants and sweatshirts right now, but we're in the future I'm gonna be doing music. I'm gonna be doing, I always said it right at the beginning, I don't want to put myself in a box and say I'm gonna be a brand. I'm gonna go ahead and say 108 World Creative Content and keep it as that. Mm-hmm. So fast forward about I think it was 4 or 5 years later when I really actually started to make music. I kept that 108 World brand in the back, and then when me and Jeff decided that we were going to do music together, we wanted to go as I suggested we go under the 108 World Collective, and since I feel like since I said that we're going to have 108 World kind of represent us when we say our stage names, we'll go Jeff Porter and David Ryan. I was the one that kind of had the 108 World. I'm gonna put my man's name first. You know what I mean? And kind of balance it out a little bit, so no one has that. We're not our ego. You know what I mean? So we keep that same kind of stature. You know what I mean? And no one is more prominent than the other person, because we always try to, even in our music, try to balance it out and have Jeff's voice for half the time, my voice for half the time. So yeah, that's how that came of. Jeff, I don't know if you want to interject with anything like with that.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think that we were running everything under 108, so you kind of let me take the lead with the naming convention. But we always knew, right, when we first started doing music, if you rewind back to 2020, right around the pandemic, David was putting out a bunch of singles just under his name. My first few releases were under just Jeff Porter. So that's really what started everything, was us as solo artists. And we never wanted to stray or diverge from that, because, we didn't want to just be boxed in as a band. We are very individual artists. And, we have a lot of solo stuff cooking that's coming. And, recently I've had the pleasure of doing more solo shows, David as well. So I think it's kind of cool, because it's a little bit of an enigma for people. Some people are like, oh, if you're not with David, like it creates more curiosity, I guess, more than anything. But, when we're together, like you said, we come together and we ultimately have a cohesive sound together, and you kind of know what to expect by now from us. But David, when he does his solo stuff, which I'm sure he can shed more light on, like it's going to be probably completely different than some of my stuff. Like I'm more of the traditional, like I'm always probably going to be doing like purist rap stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'll evolve and try some stuff. But David already with some of his solo music is experimenting more kind of between genres and stuff. So we want to keep that and make sure that we're not straying from that, and we're staying true to ourselves that way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's really dope to hear, and y'all are thinking ahead, because I think sometimes like if you did have like a really like specific name for your duo, I think it would be way harder for you to separate yourselves as solo acts, and y'all are very blunt and realistic about what you two want out of this, whether as a duo or a solo. And I think, just for me, I just feel like sometimes like, in rap, just the egos are so high. When I see people collabing, I'm like, salute to you, because sometimes it'd be hard to work with certain people. There's just the egos in rap. I've seen too many people just be too cocky or too, I'm better than you. So just seeing y'all just do this in general is just, you got to salute it,
Yeah, David, I don't know if you had anything to add to that, but all I was going to say is that it's definitely a great thing for us too. When we first started performing, it allowed us to really have someone to bounce chemistry off of, have chemistry with one another, and just really have each other as a support system up there on stage. Because, man, you're one of the best performers in this community that I've seen, in the local community. And so I know you get busy, and it's not easy, right? And it's a lot of breath control, and it's energy, and it's good to have someone to kind of support you and pick up where you left off on certain things.
Yeah, real stuff,
and man. Especially like with this whole art and music and everything like that, like it's very easy to make an impulse decision off of emotion, and like to be able to have Jeff there and just be like very open about feelings, about like, yo, man, I don't know if I really had a great time performing like a couple songs last night. I don't know if I really, I want to drop, or it could be the other way. I want to drop this song ASAP. Like, pump your brakes, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like we have that where we're able to just be completely transparent and just kind of get rid of the ego in some ways. And we think things through a lot and go through ideas for days. Like, and it's just, I love the process that me and Jeff got going on. And we still use that same process with our solo stuff. He still will talk to me about his solo stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just him on the track. You know what I mean? So it's dope. It's dope.
To make a sports analogy, it's like, are you better off watching film of last game by yourself or with a couple teammates to run things by each other, right? It's like, you might not see things with your two eyes that the other guy saw. So especially with all the bars over bars performances, we run those back. We think, oh, what could we improve for next time? Set order, will we change this up? Should we do some older stuff? Should we do some more unreleased stuff? How do we balance that? All that, and even just competitive spirit too. Just like David finds a beat, he sends it to me. He's like, I got a verse. Where's yours? It's like bet. So it's like that stuff helps fuel the fire for us to both, whether it's solo or together. Just to keep the foot on the gas with creativity too.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it definitely shows in the music. Because y'all dropped Par 5 recently, the 5-track project, perfect name, all golf themed and whatever. I think that's just really dope to see. Y'all planning on doing like a hockey themed one next or a basketball themed one?
Hat trick has been discussed. Hat trick, little 3-pack. I'm a hockey player, so we gotta have a hockey one.
Oh man,
yeah, the hat trick's been discussed. We already did 108 4-pack. We've thought of doing like a 2-pack, like pocket aces, things like that. We just like to be creative, man.
Okay, let's do starting 9.
That's tight. That's
a lot of songs right there.
Let's do 40-man roster. Come on.
40, oh my God. That's like, y'all got your work cut out for you. That would really take a while and a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
That's the other thing people don't realize. When you make an album with that many tracks, that's a lot of money. Because a 5-track project's a lot of money. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we get to split studio time together. We get to split leases on beats. That's you know what I mean? Things like that. So. Yeah. That's another thing, having someone else in the corner, you know what I mean, with you doing.
All right, let's just let the cat out of the bag. That's the only reason we have no solo stuff. We're being frugal. I'm kidding. But no,
we
yeah.
just don't want to spend the money.
Want to do a solo one? Nah, we can just split it. We'll just split it. I'll just put a verse on there.
I knew that was the reason why. It's like, man, I had a feeling about that with Jeff and David. Oh man, but. Considering just how dope the project Par 5 is, and y'all have From 108 with Love, you have Good Luck Farms, like just there seems to be this drive and motivation y'all have. And I'm going to ask a very just blunt question, but what the hell keeps y'all so motivated to work like this? Like, I just feel like there is this stride y'all hitting. Is there something that you feel deep inside that is making y'all work at this level? Whoever wants to answer it first, yeah.
I have a couple of thoughts on that. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of a lot of underground rappers. And because they're more underground and they're trying to obviously like reach more people within staying in their realm of like their core audience, all those guys are prolific as hell. Like my favorite rappers, like, Wiki and like I said it on the last podcast, Drew, Crime Apple, like, Marlon Craft is like one of my favorite MCs from New York. Like these guys have a catalog and they're still like unknown to a lot of the world, right? They have their core, but those guys inspire me because to me, like those guys made it. Like they could tour the world and put out music and eat off it. And that's where I want to get. I don't need to be Jack Harlow. I just want to make a living off my music and tour all over the world. And I want people to respect me for my art. So I can speak personally, and like a lot of the underground rap artists that I listen to really inspire me because they're dumping like 3 to 5 projects a year. And I'm like, man, like
crazy. I
want to get to that level. So Griselda's a good example too. Their movement the last few years, and they just keep building that roster. And like those guys dump, like they put out a lot of stuff. So that's really what I look up to my inspirations, and I see what they do. It's not just those guys either, man. It's look at a guy like Wayne, he came in at 14 and he's still got the best verse on every song he's on. Like you say, we want about his albums, but he's been killing verses the last however many years. And for him to still have that, yeah, someone like that, different lane, right? But it's like consistency is just like when you're trying to get people to respect you and rock with you. Like if you're taking the Jay Elec approach, that's not the approach, man. Like no disrespect to Jay Elec, he's great, but
real
he does not put out music ever, man. Like me and David already got like twice his discography in 2 years. It's like crazy, like,
yeah.
So, he's a great MC too. It disappoints me. I wish he put out more stuff, but, yeah, that's my take on it. David, you can take the floor.
I mean, like ever since when I started 108, like I said before, I said I was gonna. Like right when I started, I was like, oh, I know I'm just doing clothes, but I know I'm gonna do music one day. And I never really I was like, it was kind of a long shot at the time. I was like, oh, I want to do music. I want to do music, whatever. I never did, never took the leap. Mm-hmm. And as I just chipped away at 108, and all of a sudden I just started doing music. And then as I'm thinking about like, if I ever get that doubt of stopping, I'm like, dude, I was doing clothes a while back thinking that I wouldn't even actually end up doing music. And now I'm doing music, and now we're doing shows. And it's like, it feels like a dream come true already. So it's like, just got to keep that momentum and keep your head down and just chip away at it. Like, and that's what keeps me going. If you can, the fact that we have any fans at all is an inspiration to me. Cause if we have, say we have fucking, sorry for swearing, my bad. Say if we have
you can curse. Yeah, you can curse on the podcast. Yeah,
just checking it.
It don't matter. Yeah.
Say we had 5 fans, and you can scale that up. There's 7 billion people in the world. Like Jeff said, you don't need to be Jack Harlow, to be Drake, be Weeknd to make it right now, to have a living. An example of that, which really made it very, very tangible. When we met Spose, Jeff, up at we did a main show through Bars Over Bars. Mm-hmm. We opened up for Terminology, and this rapper, I'm not sure if you're familiar, Spose.
And that name sounds familiar. Yeah, that name sounds familiar. Yeah.
OG Boston, like blog era, like type of dude. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why it probably sounds familiar.
He just lives in Maine. He just lives in Maine with his kids and his wife, and performs across the country, and has a core fan group, you know what I mean? And just does what he loves. And I'm like, wow, we met him that night. He was just standing there, and I was like, oh shit, what's up, man? I didn't even know him at all. I was like, hey, what's up? You here for the show? He's like, yeah, I'm Spose. And I like looked him up, and he had like, I'm not sure exactly how many followers he had, but he's doing what he loves. And
he's got millions. He's got millions of streams, and like, when you meet someone like that, it's like, wow, like I can do this, you know? And another example for me, I just met him at the Boston Cannabis Week Festival. I saw him again. He did a show in Lynn at Bentwater too, is Esoteric, of Czarface fame and 7L and Esoteric. And he's just a guy from Beverly, a couple towns over from us. And he's been on tour with Wu-Tang, and he's been all across the world, and he has a million stories from the 90s and early 2000s. And he kicks it with his kids and his dog, and goes to Star Wars movies. And then he goes in the booth and he tours the country. It's like, that's what I want, man. You know?
Yeah. That whole, like, oh, it's 1 in a million, 1 in whatever, to like do what you want to do. No, it's not. Just put the work in and put your head down. And when someone says they don't like it, move on. And no one has to like everything. Like,
find the people that do. Find the people that do, and take that, what their little compliments, and really take it in and say, what you just said right there keeps me going for the next thing. You know? Yes. Let them know that. Like, let people know that they're helping you, and they'll come back. You know what I mean? They'll with those fans that you have, tap into them.
Yeah,
so, I know it's a long. I know it started with what keeps you going, but we're going.
I love it. Yeah. No, you make a great point of just about how, like, you're not trying to be the biggest name in the world. If that happens, hell yeah. But I think a lot of times when you do this rap game, people think that about you. They think you think that way, and like they think you're delusional or something. It's like, yo, bro, like, I'm just doing what I love. I can make a living off of this. I won, like for real. Like, I'm exceeding. Like, it's just all perspective, and I think it's great you guys made that point, because a lot of times, I think as we get older, people understand that a lot more, because, you know, I've been doing this since high school, so people were just saying wild stuff, you know, thinking you're crazy and whatnot, but people have to understand it's like, we do this for passion. Like you guys clearly do it for passion. You do it for the love of it, and if you can make money off of this, and when you make money off of it, that's all worth it. It's all worth it. So something that. And
another interesting part of that too is, you know, you talk about friends or peers or just people that you know that are quote unquote non-believers at first, and you have to kind of win them over. It's like they think that because you're not on their perceived trajectory of like being that next Jack Harlow, that like it somehow undervalues or invalidates what you're doing. And it's like if you look at his Instagram, for example, we're picking on Jack, but he's literally gone like in 3 years.
It's a great example though.
And it's not overnight. And it's like people think it's overnight. It's even for him, it's not. He has videos when he's a brace faced kid with curly hair and like in seventh grade rapping and like it's not great, right? But it's like, you know, now he's super mainstream and all that, but he had to go through that and he had to just make it happen for himself. And it's like people think that if you're not just like people go by metrics and numbers and followers and they go to Instagram, you don't have like at least 10K followers, you're not popping like this and that. And it's like, yeah, but I do a show in Somerville and there's 50 people in the room and we're dripping sweat and performing and like you can't tell me nothing. You know, it's like
you come out there and three people mess with you after, like, there you go,
like
stuff, and
purely unbiased,
real people and not bots. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so
that's why I really like these bars over bars shows. Everybody's there to like respect one another. It's not like it's like a comedic like open mic where you're just there to get your set in, to get your jokes off, and then you're getting out of there. Like everybody is there, respects every other performance, and I absolutely love this bars over bars community that we're in. Sorry to take it there.
No, I love that, man. Look, man, I told Hero, I'm like, man, what you're doing for this, Hero the MC runs bars over bars for the listeners who may not know, but this guy has just, you know, really put on a lot of stuff. Like he's helped me become a better performer when I thought I already was good. Like, like I've learned so much through that and just doing just all these shows in general. And that's definitely something I wanted to ask y'all is, you know, doing all the shows that you've done, what has it made you learn about the type of artist that you are? Is there any things that you've noticed about yourself in this process of performing so many times? Whoever wants to answer
Definitely.
first.
I have a burning thought.
Jeff. Yeah. Go, Jeff.
Jeff. Take the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, just a quick one. It's just like, for me, right? Like, I've always wanted to do this rap shit because I want to be like the best MC, right? And I originally, like, some of my older songs, like The Appetizer, I would just like bar up for like 32 and like do like a bridge and then another 32. And I'm like, start performing. I'm like, yo, I can't even do that. I did my first solo show at the Crack in Quincy, and I did one of my first records, Set It Off, which is a great, like, excuse me, one of like among my boys and my homies are always like, Set It Off is like your best lyrics and shit. So you got to perform that live when we're doing it solo. And I got up there and halfway through, I was looking at David in the crowd. I was gassed. I was like, I can't do this, right? So
that's great.
It's changed the way I approach music for sure, because I still like to do those you know, freestyle cuts where it's just bars and stuff. But you know, I'm not going to make a whole project of that, and I'm definitely trying to become a better, well-rounded artist with, you know, hooks and trying to sing more and stuff like that. So it's definitely changed my approach on how I create. Definitely, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What about you, David?
Honestly, I think it's given me. I agree with Jeff on the whole breath control aspect of that. It was a wake up call. You know what I mean? Because I did
the way y'all performing like no backing vocals, so like you're like relying on performing for real. So yeah, but yeah.
That's why I love having Jeff too. Another aspect, like, so we can when we're together, like I can bounce off of Jeff. I can skip a word. I can, you know what I mean? He'll pick me right up. But I learned, like, honestly, I kind of got more confidence in my voice through this, to be honest. Yeah. And it's translated into the actual recording aspect. I was kind of more, right at the beginning, more yelly with my voice, more high pitched, and I'm realizing that I don't have to, just because I'm up there using all that energy, my voice doesn't have to match that same energy. I can do the more laid back tone while still being energetic up there. And that helps the whole recording process. And I'm starting to more dive into to more singing songs. My whole next project is going to be a lot of melodic, a lot of guitar. That's actually why I brought the guitar out, because I've been listening to so many like just slow melodic guitar beats that I've been writing to, and I'm like, damn, I gotta just learn how to make my own soon. So yeah, the performing has really just like, it's been the biggest blessing in the past couple of years. It really just takes so much stress off my shoulders after I get off the stage. It's like the best workout of all time. And
therapeutic to add.
Therapeutic.
Yeah. People don't understand like what it's like to perform live. I'm like, it's literally one of the best things you can do. Like, if you love it, it's no joke. Yeah,
I know. I tell the story on like a lot of interviews and whenever I bring up performing. But back when I was a kid, I used to watch American Idol with my mom and my dad. And I used to stand up right in front of the TV and just like start doing the songs. And if someone started singing a Stevie Wonder song, it wouldn't be their song anymore. It would be my performance. And my dad would be like, sit down. My mom would be like, nah, he's gonna be up there. He's gonna be performing one day. I'm like, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. So yeah, kind of doing it for my mom as well. So yeah, rest in peace. Man. She passed away when I was 12, but she. With the whole 108 brand, it's kind of an ode to her as well. So when I'm up there, it's like, shit, I gotta pour my heart out right now. She's watching. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
so yeah,
absolutely, dog. That's what 108 means. Those numbers.
What
does it mean exactly? Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't ask this earlier.
I'll dive into it. I didn't even get to. I haven't spoken on this in a while. So 108. The number, it's my angel number. I see it everywhere. And this is before my mom had passed away. It was my house number. I'm not, oh shit, I'm going to be doxing myself right now. I got my, I got my house number. It was my Nana's apartment number, my sister's birthday, 10/8, which just passed. Happy birthday to her. And just a lot of other things. And then she would end up using it as passwords and stuff like that, because it was like the family number. We always used to see 108 everywhere. And then when she passed away, whenever we would see it, we were like, there's mom. And after that, I started seeing it so much, and I realized that I wanted to do my own brand. I really wanted to do some creative stuff, and I was like, I really want to keep have an ode to her. So I was like, man. Even 108. I was like, yo, 108. It's right there. It's in front of my face every single day. It's 108.
Yeah, easy.
And then
that. Yeah.
Took it to something else took it to another level though. So after I started 108, we realized that her birthday, 12 times 9 is actually 108. And no one knew that like until after I started the brand, until after it. Like one day we were just sitting there, we were just like talking about it. We were like, oh shit. December 9th, her birthday literally is 108 as well. So we're like, fuck, all right, shit. Damn. So that's honestly, that's another thing that, you just got to keep pushing forward. Can't stop now for sure. Yeah, man. So that's the 108. That's the 108. The 108 world. It's because it's. Anytime I see 108, it's 108 world.
Yeah, bro. Yo, you definitely need to get the jerseys going with like 108 for a number and have something. Yeah, like the ideas are. I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, like because the logo's dope and everything like y'all are like doing with it is just like a good vibe, and to know the meaning behind it, man. Like I definitely I rock with that shit way more now. Like that's really cool to hear, man.
I really appreciate that heavy, and the number itself, it's actually really big in like a lot of the in Buddha and a lot of other things. And these videos when I first started 108 like 6 years ago, these videos weren't on YouTube. I looked up like meaning of 108. Nothing really came up too much, but then I recently just went back into it, and some videos were posted just in the past couple of years. It was like first video that popped up was like, why is 108 the meaning of the world? I was like, what the hell? Yeah. So there's like actually a 45-minute video about the number 108. With this guy just talking about how it connects with the stars and the sun and like the diameter. It's like there's a lot of like crazy mathematic dimensions with the number 108. So that there's more and more reasons just keep popping up every single day with 108 in it. That just all right, shit, got to keep going. Can't have any doubt.
Man.
No doubt anymore.
That's dope, dude. And here I am liking number 15 because of Vince Carter. You know, like this is so much cooler, man. Like, this is so much cooler than that, dude. Like, I don't even get out of here with that, man. But that's awesome, bro.
Everybody has their number. Take pride in that number.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And every time you see it, keep pushing forward.
Yeah, exactly, man. No, I'm definitely gonna. But yeah, I mean, speaking of numbers, though, I gotta ask y'all about Par 5, man. I gotta ask y'all about this project, man. And I just want to know right now, because all 5 songs are dope, but right now, this moment, on this day, what is your favorite song off the project? Y'all have different songs, different choices. Jeff, what's your favorite off this one, man? It's like they're all.
That's hard. I you know what? It's like among the people, I feel like Two Puttin has been getting the least amount of love. And I like that song because David and I started doing that a cappella like far before we put out the project. And
okay, hell yeah.
We wrote that like a year ago.
Yeah, and like it's just like, yeah, I like it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's definitely getting not as much buzz as the others. But Pin Seekin is probably the most well-rounded, best song on the project. But the intro special that goes crazy at performances, and people love the video for Par 5. So it's hard to pick, man. It's hard to pick.
Yeah,
I didn't answer your question. I definitely didn't.
Dude, asked you his favorite song. You just named every single song.
Well, I gave him a reason why I like each of them. And in Fairway Finders, I like how we go back and forth like the locks. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
No, that's fair. Hey, if you can't give it a definite answer, I don't blame you.
Probably Pin Seekin. Okay. If you put a gun to my head, Pin Seekin.
If you put a gun, yeah.
I'm about to. If you don't pick
David's got his.
Nah, mine right now is Par 5. To be honest, because
I did the video for it. I mean, yeah.
I heard that song so many times, but it was always like while I was watching the video, and it was always just like in my files on my phone. And now that it's on like streaming services and we put a new master on it before we dropped. So like I almost listen to it as a completely different song now, you know what I mean? It has a different, now that the project's out, now that the video's out, now that it's the name of the track, people are rocking with it. And it's actually gotten on a couple playlists here and there. So I'm loving that one right now. And Pin Seekin. Pin Seekin just has like, I feel like Pin Seekin just has the most, you can get the most out of that song. I don't know. It just has those chops at the end. We got a cool hook. We got a couple little cool verses. I say some stupid things on there. It's funny. So that's good.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, I totally feel you, and especially with it being only 5. Like, it's 5 for a reason, obviously, because you named it Par 5. You wanted to keep it thematic. But at the same time, it's like when you have such a small amount of tracks in a project, it's for a reason, because you wanted to make sure all 5 hit. Like, you can't drop 4 good songs and 1 like great song. Like, it has to all be hitting. And cohesive. And I really it's dope to see y'all do that. What's really just cool about y'all, I feel like your styles work together very well. Like y'all are lyrical. Y'all have great delivery, but I feel like when it comes to your rapping voices, I almost feel like that pairs together very well. Like, you guys sound different. Like, I know when Jeff's rapping, I know when David's rapping. Like, I think sometimes, like, it's certain groups that people can't catch on to it, but I think for you guys as a duo, it's great. And I definitely wanted to just say that. What I want to ask y'all here is, you know, in hip hop nowadays, it just feels like there's like not too many groups or duos, and especially duos. I mean, I can only think of like Ray Shrimmer and Quavo and Takeoff are doing their thing, but it's not really too many things that come into mind. It's usually collabs, but like, why do you think there's, in the last few years, would you say there hasn't been too many like real groups or real duos in hip hop? What do you think it is about the rap landscape that it is that way?
I think on the bigger stage, it comes down to business a lot of times, right? And it's like the Migos situation right now. I don't know the full details, but it seems like it was a business decision. Offset wasn't paid by the label or whatever, what have you, right? And we've heard ad nauseum the stories about Wu-Tang, obviously much bigger machine there with 9 and even more with the affiliates, right? But it's just, you kind of alluded to it earlier around ego and just, I think like in the golden era of hip hop into like the 90s into the 2000s, a lot of the duos you saw were producer MC duos, right? Like Gangstar. I mean, you can't call Mobb Deep that because Havoc's a good MC, but if you just think that, I guess Outkast was a great example of both. Neither of them are really producers, but they were able to have different styles. I don't know why that is. I think a lot of artists that are trying to get on kind of have their own path and have their own vision and don't really see past that. I don't know. It's a great question, David. What do you have on that?
I mean, I see it as number one, definitely ego. A lot of egos, but it's when we really started doing it together. You know what I mean? Like it would be tough if I was 5 years into the game and you've never recorded a song before, even though I know even though I know you can rap. You know what I mean? We both started recording at the same time.
Yeah.
We both had our first performance together. You know what I mean? So we're going through these emotions at the same exact time. So it's easier to have that with someone. And yeah, I mean, it's like he said about visions as well. I'm going to plug our song real quick. Vision. We just dropped a video for that, but but the vision, the whole vision, the complete vision. We know that we want to perform. we want to have core fans, and we just want to live out our dreams. We just want to put out dope music. So I just think we have the same exact vision. We started this at the same time, and we don't really have a big ego attached to it. And we didn't fight about a group name because we just used our names. Our names were pretty cool to just use. You know what I mean? Jeff Porter, David Ryan. It's kind of it's easy. It kind of rolls off the tongue now. You know what I mean? And that a group name probably would hold back a lot of people from
even starting it.
Like even getting it off the ground. It's more about just it's just getting it off the ground. And what really sparked the duo was we were at our friend Tommy White's house, which we had a podcast with we've done probably like 8 or 9 episodes of that, right, Jeff?
I think maybe closer to like 30.
Oh wow,
we were grinding, man. Maybe between like 15 and 25.
No, I knew that. I was just
we were pumping up.
I was checking if you were awake for those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, bro, 8 and 30 are very different numbers, yo.
I didn't even get to finish. He cut me off. I meant to 18.
18. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
No, we had a podcast with our boy Tommy White and Markel and Jeff and I as well. And this was before we started doing music together. This was actually originally when I started even doing anything with music related with Jeff. Mm-hmm. He was writing for my 108 website. I had a website back then. I need to actually re-up on that, get that shit back up there. But Jeff was writing blogs all the time, and then we would meet for a podcast at my boy Tommy's house. He has a dope little garage, dope speakers, and he's a producer as well. He would start playing some beats for us, and I would just start like doing a little melody, like a little humming, little thing, and then Jeff would just pull out his notes on his phone and just start ripping verses that he wrote like fucking 7 years ago at Union College, and I would like just be making up a hook on the spot, and we were like, yo, this is new, this is weird, like this is cool, this is dope, let's just run with this, see where the hell it goes. Mm-hmm. And that's where it started, because we made it at the same time, you know what I mean, had that same spark at the same exact time.
That's how Good Luck Farms was basically made. And then from there it was like, let's keep putting shit out. We built up a vault of music that we had, and so we started ideating on different concepts and different types of, like, that's where From Went Away with Love and the 4-pack were born. And then we just knew once we started doing shows, we were like, all right, we're going to run with this group thing for a while, but still creating solo stuff in the process, which we have, a stash of as well.
We set those boundaries like right away. Mm-hmm. We were like, yo, like we know we have different, like even though we have the same collective vision, we know we're different artists. We're solo artists. We have our projects that we want to put out. You know what I mean? We already had this all lined up. We just kind of, when we know where we're gonna go, we just gotta fill in the blanks together. So.
Yeah, I mean, y'all being friends and keeping the honesty from the get-go is the reason why I believe you guys are able to work on so much music together and to keep things, going. In my personal experience, my friend Nick Torch is the only person I ever collabed with on songs, but that's because we have this understanding and honesty towards each other. Like, other than him, though, man, like, I have a hard time making a project with someone else. Like, it'd be really difficult for me to do that. Like, I'd have to really, like, tie it in and hold it down because there's this understanding and timing and, the way you guys met each other. Like, I only say that to say it. People don't understand how much it takes to do collab projects like y'all doing. So, like, when I see y'all put out all these projects, it's just something I gotta salute, man. Like, I don't think people understand how hard this shit is for y'all that you're doing right now. It's
that means honestly, that means the world, like, hearing that, because
seriously, man, it's not
appreciate
easy.
that, because, like, I think to your point, what you're probably getting at is that when you're trying to cross the finish line with that project and you get all these deliverables and you're trying to piece everything together, working with someone else, obviously everyone has their own schedule. We go through that too. But, for the most part, we haven't been too far from each other. We can get to the same places. We usually do studio time together. We usually are very, communicative to each other in terms of, when we want to drop, what we want to drop, and artwork and all that stuff. So it's really just being on the same page, but we already have that framework and that foundation that we have been building upon for the last almost 3 years now. So when you're doing it completely out of the blue in the dark with someone else, it's like you got to get used to that person's, what they do for work. And then outside of that, and then just trying to put all those pieces together, it definitely gets overwhelming. So totally hear you on that.
Y'all got the same type of drive too. So I think that helps.
Yeah, and I really appreciate. I just want to shout out Jeff, because I mean he works in the corporate world, and he really keeps us on task with our deliverables. And, like, I don't think we would have had as many projects out if Jeff didn't have that mindset of just like, we have to get these done by this, and this, or else it's going to pile up and we're not going to be able to. Then we're going to be late on that, and then we're going to be late. You know what I mean? So it's just I salute my brother for that one. And go ahead. My bad. No, I just wanted to say, and as well, like, making projects together and stuff with someone, hopping on a Zoom call, hopping on a FaceTime, or getting together in person is very mandatory. Like, seeing the emotion on someone's face, you know what I mean, while you're talking about very crucial art projects, you know what I mean, where it's I want to agree, we have to agree on what we're going to put out, or else this is going to live forever. You know what I mean? We have to agree to an extent. We have to compromise, and just having a conversation on text with someone and talking about those things, it's never going to work. You're never going to be able to just get a project done with someone just over email and text. You got to meet in person, got to hear those emotions, got to be honest, got to just lay it out on the table for the other person. And even if you're afraid to, like, say, like, yo, do you have this song that we've been working on forever that we both agreed on, do you have doubts about this song at all? Like, ask those questions. You know what I mean? Because the other person might just be biting their tongue because they just want to keep the project going too. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to make for a good project unless you have complete transparency, complete honesty. So
yeah. And that, I even have a line. We have a song coming on my solo album where I say, David is the catalyst. I'm more like the analyst. We do all the shit ourselves, from the marketing and management. And really what I mean by that is that, to David's point, I'm kind of the COO, chief operating. I kind of keep tabs on everything and move us forward in that way. But in a lot of ways, like, from the creative side and just getting things started and sparked, I might have a long day and just not be in a creative mode, and I'll get a text from this guy like, yo, I got a verse on this, like, this could be the next record. And then it inspires me to write. So I think it's like, yeah, I'm the X's and O's guy on paper, but a lot of times David lights the fire with, like, finding new beats or just like ideas and like things like that. So I think that synergy is important too, of having that kind of yin and yang.
I do some stuff too. I don't just.
Oh yeah, and I go on some beats before you too. I'm just saying.
No,
Man.
I'm just kidding. I was waiting.
No, that's hilarious. No,
I was
that's
waiting.
great.
I was waiting to say that. I was waiting to say that.
Oh yeah, no, you had to throw that in.
Jeff's like, yeah, I do mostly everything besides
not true.
Besides write his verses. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right. So I'd be like, oh my god, breaking news! Jeff writes David's verse.
Yeah.
He helped. The thing is though, hey, he's helped me finish a lot of lines for sure. We that's the thing too with the ego thing. Like I'll take lines from Jeff, and I might help him with the bar here and there. Not as many.
Oh, for sure.
No,
it happens though. It's that whole conversation.
Good. That's great. No, that's perfect. You should do that. Like,
exactly.
leave the ego at the door, man. Like,
we're trying to make music, and we're trying to do this as a living, and
trying to make good music. Yeah,
exactly. Good music. Yeah.
It's just like y'all ain't trying to complicate the sauce here. It's like
Exactly.
at the end of the day, we're just trying to make some good stuff. But I say this all the time. Sorry, listeners, but artists are sensitive about this shit. So like for y'all to be honest with each other and keep your friendship and not go crazy in this process, man. Like this is uncommon shit, y'all. I'm just saying, okay? And I see y'all going forward and doing things and keeping this shit together. Because obviously there's an understanding that you guys built from the foundation. That's all that always matters. From the get go. Yeah, man. Things gotta be said, things gotta be understood, or else it's just gonna end up ending all nasty.
Tonight, I want to shout out Stevie Dubs as well, an engineer that we've been working with, a good friend of mine for years now. That's who I recorded my first song with. That's who also engineered our the whole entire Par 5. So it sounds cohesive. That's Steve right there, and he's another part of this as well. So I love the vibes we get with him. You know what I mean? He understands and stuff like that, and it's dope because he didn't really like grow up mixing like per se like boom bap rap music. You know what I mean? Either he loves like the Yeet more Lil Uzi type of sounds like that. So it's dope. We get to work with him, dive into his world a little bit too, because he comes with some of those cool little sounds and stuff like that here and there. So it's dope.
Yeah, man. Dope to have someone in your corner like that, man. Shout out to him for real, yo.
We all mesh.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to ask y'all something more just about your opinion, a little rap talk.
Oh yeah, I'm always down for that.
Yeah. I know you guys are very, students of the game with this type of stuff and just, very, passionate about this game here. Right now, who do y'all think is the best, most relevant rapper in the game? You can angle this however you want, but like if there's one rapper in this game right now, you're like, that's the guy, that's the girl. Like who would y'all say it is?
So best and relevant are two different things, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, for sure.
I think to be the best, you need to be relevant. But man, then it gets into best or favorite, right?
Yeah, right. It's like it's separated too. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to not. It's hard for me to not say Kendrick just because it was 5 years. He came out, he dropped, I'd say it's had favorable reviews. It's been some mixed in that weren't as favorable, but it's still revered as within his catalog, within his realm. And he doesn't do interviews and he doesn't pop out on social media, and he comes back and he's impactful and he gives you something different. And yeah, it's hard for me to argue against him. I mean, Cole's right there with him, with the features over the last couple of years, and every feature he does, he keeps getting better too. So I mean, like, I know it's cliche, man. Like,
hey,
Drake. I have other opinions on Drake. I'm not gonna body Drake right now, but
no, that's
his quality has waned in the past 5 years, in my opinion. But he's doing different stuff, man. He's a superstar. He's not really focused on music, where I think Cole and Kendrick keep ascending. He kind of stagnates and he's trying different stuff. And I'm not a fan, but he's still doing numbers and he's still massively popular. So all those three are always going to be in the conversation. I just bring it up because it's cliche, but man, I love what the Griselda guys are doing. Pusha T still got the foot on everyone's neck.
Yeah, Pusha T.
Like I said, I listen to a lot of underground guys too, but if I had one, it'd be Kendrick.
Yeah, no, that's a good answer, man. That's a good answer.
I mean, I hate to just like agree, you know what I mean? But Kendrick is that. I feel like Kendrick is the, you know, I know it's a podcast.
He's him. He's him.
No,
yeah.
I'd probably say the same.
The talk of the game, and especially, I mean, we all seen it the same night. You saw the Mr. Morale tour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was art. That was art, man. And he rapped his ass off the whole entire time too. Still no backing vocals. You know what I mean? That whole entire.
I told David after that night he's the best rap performer I've ever seen in my life.
And I actually always say to Jeff, I'm like, yo, you see how Kendrick performs? Like he misses words on purpose to like so he can have enough breath to go like do something else. Like, you know what I mean? We can do that too. You don't have to do every single word. Like the way he performs is unbelievable. But I'm gonna just take a different angle real quick. My favorite rapper right now, and I think Jeff missed this one, Freddie Gibbs right now. Freddie's killing it right now.
Yeah.
That might be right now rap album of the year, right? The second.
Yeah.
But,
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, Freddie's crazy. Freddie's
listening to for that, and then I just want to say I'm right now. I'm Corbin. You know who Corbin is?
No, I'm not.
He's not a rapper. He's more of an alternative artist.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get hip.
I've been listening to him so much lately. I don't even think he's dropped a project this year, but that's just who I've been really, really listening to. Him and Freddie Gibbs. Oh my
you
God.
guys
Freddie
send me some
Gibbs.
of Corbin's music, yeah.
Yeah, no, tap in. He's like got that like Kid Leroy-esque type of thing, but like more like a little bit darker. Have you ever heard of Bobby Raps as well?
Nah, man, nah.
Bobby Raps and Corbin. They have a couple projects together.
Okay, yeah.
They're both just like these funny ass dudes make some dope music. So you gotta check it out for sure.
Hey man, no, y'all been mentioning artists I haven't heard and I love it. I'm like, yes, let the people know.
I mentioned a few earlier too, but like I said, I'm that's like my mainstream picks, and I love Freddie too. In the last 10 years, I think he deserves to be up there with all those guys. He's got 2 albums with Madlib, and he's got 2 with Alchemist. Like that's fire. Insane. Yeah. And like his flows, and he's a very versatile MC. But on the underground tip, I listen to a lot. I listen, like I said, Euro Droog and Crime Apple, Wiki, Navy Blue,
Ransom.
Cats like that. Ransom. Yeah, Ransom. Yeah, Ransom. Yeah, who's had a resurgence. He's had a great resurgence over the last couple of years. I mean, Boldy Jane's been killing shit. Yeah, all Griselda, Rome Streets. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And there's a lot of dope rappers, man, in the underground scene right now. And there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat out there.
I love it, man. Like y'all putting the people on, you're putting me on to these artists if they're not getting hip too, because like we're just in this world where there's just so much dope music, and a lot of it's getting swept under the rug because the playlists are adding the artists that are part of the label that someone's paying a shit ton of money. And so when y'all are here recommending these artists and being cut from the cloth that y'all are cut from, I think the listeners got to check it out and get hip if they're not, because people always want to find more music and want to find other stuff outside of the rap caviars and the YouTube tells them. It's like we need other outlets, man. We need
hip hop. Hip hop is dead. Rap is dead. Lyrical rap is dead. It's like you just gotta find it. You gotta tune yourself in and find those artists. And you know, I've found so many artists just by liking those artists, and they feature and put those other artists on. It's just like you get down a rabbit hole and you just keep finding new artists, and it's beautiful, man. That's the nice thing about the streaming era, is that you're able to really dive into catalogs and just listen to any artist at any time and just pick up where you left off and save it to your playlist and all that. Like a lot of things that are flawed about the streaming, and especially we're all artists, we know just the way they pay artists and things like that. But I think the accessibility from a consumer level is pretty incredible, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to mention I've actually been listening to. I just checked on my phone real quick. my guys SOV and T the Truth. They dropped an album called Carpe Diem together. They're from Lynn. They're both from Lynn. T the Truth is a producer.
Hell yeah.
Producer, rapper, engineer, great dude. SOV also.
He's
also a producer, engineer, rapper. They did a.
Wow.
I think SOV is also an engineer. I might have, but he's
Sob. He goes by Sob, not SOV, but
he says SOV. He goes by SOV.
Oh, really? I thought it was Sob.
No, he says SOV more than.
We'll have to ask him.
Yo, honestly, it's kind of funny because I've called them both and he hasn't said anything, so I think it's all right. But
So T the Truth, who we just mentioned, fully produced my next solo album. Well, my first full length solo album.
Hell yeah.
It's called Illustrious. It should be out in November. It's 10 tracks. It's a lot of dope soul samples and just hard ass rapping. David's on there. Those two guys are on there.
Then we got another project by him dropping right after, most likely.
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna drop it. I'm just gonna say Brisket on the Traeger.
Oh, okay.
We got a little five track, all vinyl samples from three of the records were from my dad's collection that he chopped up, that T dropped up, and then 2 were from his collection. So yeah.
Shout out to Mickey Spades too. He's on both those projects too. And I don't care. We're promoting everything. And Real Smooth mixtape and Real Smooth album on the way too. So I got 3 solo joints coming.
Damn. 3. Oh my God, Jeff.
I gotta spread it out though.
Yeah. Drop each album wisely here. You want to make sure people are listening to this and
but they Jeff calls your old Droog.
They call each other.
Call them all. They call them the dump gods because they just dump.
You know Makami?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Droog. Do you know Droog?
Yeah,
are you hip to Droog? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because and God Fahim, they're dump gods. So like they dump projects out. But I think what I'm gonna do for the real, David and I were talking about this. I think for the Real Smooth mixtape, it's gonna just be like a private SoundCloud link, and I'm just gonna like tell people cash out $10 if they want it type shit, and I'm gonna just see what interest we get from it. It's just gonna be all on like popular beats, so I'm not gonna be able to put it on DSPs, but it's just gonna be like a mixtape. And I'm gonna see if people support it, man. I'm excited to try that out.
Well, I got you, bro.
Yeah, let's get it.
You already got my money on that, bro.
Yeah, 10 tracks, $1 each.
I love that approach, man. I think we gotta think outside the box here. We're going into 2023. Like we are in the future, all right? So it's time to get creative.
That's wild.
What do you think?
2023.
Yeah, isn't that wild to say? Yeah, already start thinking ahead. Yeah.
Max, I want to flip it to you. So we're like on that note with 2023, right? With like TikTok, and I saw Jid. Shout out to Jid. Jid's killing it too. He is one of the best albums this year too.
I love Jid. Yeah, it's great.
Love Jid, man. He's dope. But he was like, he tweeted. He's has a funny Twitter presence, but he was like, post album release, what do y'all have for content ideas to keep promoting the album? I'm out of ideas, and someone told me. It's only TikTok. We're all gonna die or some shit. Like, cause Jid's like my age. He's like in his 30s. So, it's just like I know how important TikTok is, and I'm still learning it. And David's definitely more in tune with it, and I'm trying to learn and try to grow with it as much as I can. But do you feel that way too? Like, oh man, we're doomed. We have to only use TikTok to grow, or like, what's your stance on that?
Yeah, I mean, if you had the idea that could stem outside of TikTok, you'd be killing it right now. And I think it takes one person to probably have that idea that stems outside of TikTok. That'll help, because I'm really trying to use TikTok as much as possible right now. And everything I'm doing is because we're in such a video world right now. I'm making sure everything got lyrics, captions. I got to type it out. I'm trying to get better with Adobe Premiere, so my stuff looks a little bit more professional. So I'm trying to take leaps and bounds to get used to this, on the phone type stuff we're doing, to make sure like it's 16:9 and it looks right on here. Like, trying to conform. And TikTok's the whole reason, the Reels and the YouTube Shorts and even Twitter's like that now. So I'm trying my best to like, I guess I'm conforming, but it's hard because I'm like I was trying not to use TikTok for a long time, and now it's like I feel like I gotta use it because
You're almost
yeah, people are going so
Yeah.
viral off it so easily.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'd be dumb to not, and it's like
Yeah,
dang, here we go, I gotta use it now. So
I have a little pet project idea. I was thinking I could do like, because I do, the Peter Griffin impression. I was like, I could just
Yeah, that was
like
great.
dress up as Peter Griffin and just have a Peter Griffin rap account, do like 4 bars and just that shit
humor
would blow
goes
up.
a long way, and like
And then I can link back to my real music.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's all it is. That's all it is. You can do shit like that doesn't even have to do with your thing. Just link it back to it. But I just I haven't really. I want to start.
What ideas have you had, David?
Start maybe doing some covers. I want to start maybe doing some covers on TikTok and shit.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
perfect,
I feel like that always gets some type of thing. I'm like
The
respond.
duets, like the duets, or
Duets, I've definitely.
I need
tried
to start
take
doing
advantage.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like
Duets
I think
help.
that's the least like if you don't really want to be like completely doing like the TikTok all the trends, you know what I mean? If you don't want to, like, you think those things are corny, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
duets are kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good way to go about it. Like I've actually never said this idea before, but I'll say it here. I had an idea because you were saying doing a Peter Griffin impression. I thought about doing like, snack reviews with Amir Max, snacks with Amir Max, and I eat like crazy
That's hard.
snacks. But I'm like, I'm part of me's nervous that might take off, and then no one really
And then
cares
that's what
about
you're
my
known
music,
for.
and then I'm
Yeah.
known as the guy who eats snacks.
The
It's just
snack
like,
guy.
Yeah, you just changed to Amir Snacks
Yeah,
completely.
like yeah, all right. Like, do you
That's
worry
great.
about that, Jeff? Like, if you did your Peter Griffin impression, like, and people just look at you as this funny guy, like, is that something you worry about?
For sure, I do, because that's totally muddying the two different brands, at that point, and but it's pros and cons to it, man.
Yeah,
it's like
pros and cons.
it would
Think
drive
about
so
doing
much
all this,
traffic.
yeah.
I guarantee my views and just reach would like 3x. Like I know they would if I did it right and I put the right effort into it. But it's like, and it's easy too. I could write 4 bars, like I can do that in my sleep. For Peter Griffin, I might have to. Oh yeah, let me just rap to a TikTok audience. Yeah, it's easy, man.
Give me 4 bars.
I'm sitting here with Amir Max. She likes to eat snacks. He doesn't rap whack, and he's, I don't know. I have 3. Could have finished the last one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
but nah, it's crazy, man. It's like, I think that's a real important point too, is like the whole journey and just not getting too overwhelmed, because I overwhelm myself by that. I'm like, I think I try to do a good job of promoting my shows and promote my music, but you go through that self-doubt in your head of like, oh man, like I'm promoting so much shit lately. People are probably just like tapping through it, or like, I promoted this so much. Like we just had the interview with Mike, Turntable Teachers, and like we did a great promo for that, and it got some good reach. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna hold off and posting my clips now, because it's like I want to balance. You need balance, and I always think I'm like, damn, like I'm not doing enough TikTok. I'm not doing enough video content. I'm not. But it's like, man, I just made 3 songs in 3 days. Like, so it's definitely a balance in that regard.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm being like, I'm like annoying, sometimes I'm like, I'm pushing my shit so much, but then it's like, am I not doing it enough, or am I doing it too much? It's like
it's a tough balance, and how do I promote it? Yeah,
like on your, like, so that's why another reason it is good to have 2 people. Like, oh, Jeff posts on Tuesday, I'll post on Wednesday, he'll post on Thursday, you know what I mean?
You can do the joint post.
We'll talk through it, like, yo, you do this promo, I'll do this promo, and then we'll switch in a couple days, you know what I mean? So we're not just like me and Jeff, all of a sudden you just see like the same flyer right in a row, you see, like, you know what I mean? So that's another reason having a partner in this shit is good.
Yeah, have someone you can bounce the ideas off, man. And it's all great things to think about here. We're in a changing world, and the algorithms are just trying to mess with us to spend more ads on Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So how do you combat it without breaking the bank is the ultimate question.
And even the playlist, man. Like if you want to do some campaigns and get on some playlists and we're working with like a third party agency right now, trying them out, de novo. And like, they have different packages you can do, but it's like, you got to try some of that stuff. If you're only going to reach your friends and stuff, like you got to reach new people. So it's like, you got to spend money to make money. And this whole process, being an independent artist, man, you're chief financial officer, your chief operating officer, your CEO, like you're doing everything, man. And I think the average person who just thinks, oh, it's Jeff likes to rap, that's cool, like I'll check it out, I guess. Like they just don't understand what truly goes into it, just on top of your whole other life too. So just shout out to all the independent artists, man, just hustling and believing in themselves.
For real.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're coming up on the end of the podcast here, and I think we touched on some points, but I guess my last question would be for the both of y'all. I'll start with you, David. What is some advice that you wish someone gave you when you started out? What's that advice you wish that, you want to let the artists know? Just anything, any gem you drop for them.
Don't be afraid to put that project out, that song out, that shirt out that you think that like you believe in so much, but you're just kind of worried. You just you have that little bit of doubt in the back. Just do it. Just put it out. And I promise you, in a couple of years, you're going to look back and say, I'm glad I did that, because there's been some t-shirt designs, some songs and stuff that I wish I did before, like put out. And I looked back and listened to them, or I looked back and looked at them, and I was like, this was dope. This was someone else, and someone else might end up doing it and getting a lot of credit for it. You know what I mean? Getting a lot of credit moving forward. So just if you have an idea, believe in it to the fullest. Don't let the outside world get to you. Just go for it. Put that project out. If you believe in it, go for it. You can do it.
Hell yeah. Keep
chipping away at it. You can sing, you can rap, you can do anything you fucking want to do. Yeah. There's no limit to anything. You can go online and look up anything and become that person if you really, really wanted to do it. You can literally become any person you want to do it with the amount of information that is out there right now.
Yeah, so, man. That's I like that, yo. What about you, Jeff? You want to add to that or something different? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely add to that. I think I agree with everything he said. I don't want to be a broken record. Like, put out that first song, put out that first merch drop, but also don't be overburdened by like the knowledge that you need to learn. Like, there's a lot to learn and soak in, but just document everything, man. Keep a Google sheet or Google Doc and just like keep notes, have a weekly like check-in, if it's with yourself, or like David and I try to check in once a week and just keep yourself on track. Like, just stay organized, but don't let that organization also cripple you and your creativity. Like, try to balance that being a sponge and being a continual learner with trying to be creative. And like, just if that's blocking off time, like I do this stuff for work, for my daily job. It's like I block off my calendar if I have to do certain things, and it's like I carry that into the music. It's like, all right, Monday nights I'm burnt out, like I'm not doing anything. Maybe by Wednesday, Thursday, it's a studio night. Saturday, Sunday, it could be, more creative. And then maybe next week you're feeling fresh, and that's when you want to do that more admin. I call it admin stuff, like administrative stuff, like, going through all the beat leases that we have and organizing that, or learning more about, performance rights organizations, pros, and things like that, like stuff that David and I have kind of put off maybe in some regards for some stuff that we need to go back to, but it's always on the back burner of like, we'll return to this. So just like treat it like it is a business, because you want it to be a business and a lucrative one for you. So definitely like don't neglect the business side, but also don't be afraid to just put that first track out and get on DSPs and all that.
Yeah, man. Woo. Gems, y'all. That's
sorry.
I love it. Y'all dropping gems out. I feel that, man. Everything y'all said.
One more thing.
Real shit. For sure.
After you do all that stuff, just go listen to our music.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, y'all hear that, man. Jeff Porter, David Ryan. Y'all make sure y'all check out their music. Thank y'all very much for being on the TempahZone podcast. I really appreciate y'all time, man.
This was great, man. All facts, yo.
Yes.
This guy is the Oh, one of the best performers I've ever seen, bro. Real shit.
Perform, go collaborate with this dude, go listen to his podcast. This is the homie right here.
Thank you,
Amir
y'all.
Mack.
Word up, word
Kind
up.
words from y'all, man. Well, y'all heard it, man. It's another episode. Make sure y'all tune in next week for another one, all right? Peace
Appreciate
out.
y'all, man.